Hello, dear friends. This is Grandma Jeannie. Welcome back to my workshop. Today, we're going to start working on this house. Now, this is one of my newer houses, and I just love it, and I think it's somewhat rare. This looks like the Marks carport house, only instead of having the carport down here, it has an extra bonus room, what we might have called a rumpus room, or like a recreation room, or a den. Probably hard for you to see, but this base has been like bent. It's been like crushed down. So it's lower here. It's got a great big giant dent in it right here. So when I have that off of the base, I'm going to pound that out straight and then put something under that to support that. But that's going to be a different video. Today we're going to work on the tabs. Step number one, I've tilted this up and I've got it balanced on a box behind it just for support. And I'm going to take all these tabs and straighten them out so I can lift that whole house up off the base. Now, just for future reference, I'm not going to fix this today, but here you can see where that dent is that made that floor concave. So in a future video, I'll straighten that out before I get it all put back together. I like to use a butter knife or a steak knife to get under there to pry those little tabs up, and then I won't straighten them out all the way. I'll just lift them up enough that I can pull that house off of the base. Whenever you use your knife, be careful. You don't want to scratch your house up. I wasn't too concerned since I was working on the bottom of the house, so a few scratches wouldn't have hurt. The other thing is be careful and, keep your sharp knife away from your fingers. So if you're going like this, you want to not have your hand in the way in case your knife slips. Anyway, it went well. Let's see if we can get it lifted off. That wasn't too bad. The other thing is, I think that, see how this wall here is kind of concaved up a little bit? I'm going to try to straighten that out, make that nice and flat. I think that might have been part of the problem, where everything was kind of binding along with that floor being bowed. So all of these tabs from here and then all the way down here, all of those tabs are gone. So I'm going to check on here, make sure the alignment's right, and we're going to put some replacement tabs on there. All right, so I pulled that out, and now you can see it took just that, those two walls and a little bit of that third wall. I pulled loose, and the rest of the house is here intact, including I left that roof on there. But here you can see those graphics. I'll probably go ahead and photograph this since I've got it apart. But what I need to do is see how that is like splayed where we don't have a right angle either here or here. So I'm going to bend that back into shape. But first let me photograph it. And then if anybody wants a reprint of this, they'll have it. Now that I've photographed those sweet walls, I'm going to put it here on the end of my table and see if I can bend that down to get that into right angles. So I'll probably have to bend it just a little further than you think in order to get that to be a right angle. That's already looking a lot better. Let's bend this wall a little bit too. I don't know if you can tell, but that looks a lot more square like it should. And now that it's apart, you can see there was only one lonely tab trying to hold that in, and all the rest were gone. There should have been one there and a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 along here. But I'm going to line it up with the floor now and put a little mark here on the wall where those tabs are supposed to be, lining them up with the slots here on the floor. Now, the dear lady that had this before tried to glue those on, and there's a little bit of smear glue on there. I'm going to give that a quick wipe. If it doesn't come off, I'm not real concerned. It's not an eyesore. She was doing her best. She's not used to replacing tabs like I am and like you might be too. Now sometimes you can run your finger along there and see where that tab was, where it was broken off, and I was able to do that there and here, but up here they were broken so flush it was hard to tell. So I lined them up here on the floor, and using the existing marks there are the little slots on the floor, I marked on the wall where those are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs. Okay, I have everything ready to go. I'm going to use, this is JB Weld. It's the Marine Weld. I'm going to put a little bit here on my palette. My palette is covered with wax paper so that later I can pull that wax paper off, throw it away. The palette won't be harmed. Here's where I did that before. There's some JB Weld on there that's hardened from before. So I'll make a little pile. I have got my tabs cut out. Now, I have showed on videos how to do this, and I've cut these out of the lid to like a can of green beans. Let me get one out here. Or a can of vegetables, and I did a little test to see how durable that is, and it's pretty durable compared to other things I've tried. So I've cut these tabs out of here, and they're the right size and the right shape, and I've marked on here where they're going to go. I've got some little Sharpie marker on there, and I'm going to glue them on the inside because then I think I can touch it up with paint and that will not look too bad, because if I put them on the outside I'll cover up those pretty little flowers, and I don't want to do that. After I put the JB Weld and glue it on there, I will hold it with these little clips that you might have seen people use when they sew. They're little tiny clips that you might use instead of pins, and I'll clip that on there just like that. And then after I get all of these glued, there'll be one here, there, and over here I custom made one because there's two very close together, two tabs very close together. So I custom made a new little piece that's got two tabs on it to fit right in there. So let's get them glued up. After I clip them, I'll let them sit here and dry overnight, and then we'll come back and check them out. I'm back in my workshop. Now, this is literally Christmas Eve at my house. I have things I should be doing because I've got people coming in tomorrow to enjoy a meal and some fellowship time, but I couldn't resist coming in and checking on this dollhouse. I let this dry overnight. JB Weld says it sets up like in 5 minutes, which it did, and that it will cure in an hour. But I let it sit overnight because I wanted to make sure those tabs are on there tight and they feel like they are on there nice and tight. Let's take these little clips off, check each one for strength. Each one feels good so far. One more. Wow, they feel like they're on there nice and tight. I'm really happy with that. Now, this was my palette that I used last night, and you can see there's where the JB Weld was, and it has set up nice and hard. While I had that out, I did a couple of other repairs in my house. I had a little seam ripper for sewing that had come apart, and I put it together, and it's nice and tight, so got that fixed. The oven on my microwave, the handle had gotten loose, so I JB welded that while I had it mixed up. And I had another house missing tabs, and I got those done too. So it was a very, very productive evening. The next thing I'm going to do is mix up some paint. I'm going to try to match this color and just touch up the paint on those so that they're not quite the eyesore. Remember, I didn't want to put them on the outside because I didn't want to cover up these flowers. I didn't want them that noticeable. But I think inside, if I have that color matched up right, they won't be an eyesore inside either. So let's get some color mixed up. We're going to try to have a little brown, a little white, maybe a little yellow. I just almost think it could have maybe a little tinge of green. Let's mix up some color and see if we can make that match. I'm pretty pleased with that. Now, I figured this would take 2 coats, so I added a little more yellow to that, and I'm going to go over and do a second coat. It's not unusual when you paint these houses that you're going to need more than 1 coat of paint. And there's a little bit of that JB Weld still showing, a little bit of that white. I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to put another coat on there and see how it looks then. I've done 2 coats. It's looking pretty good. I might do one more coat One thing to remember, this paint a lot of times dries a little bit darker than it is on the palette. And as you go, you can do your color correction as you add a new coat. So if your color is not right the first time, you can actually use that little spot on your palette and say, well, I want it a little bit lighter than this, and then add a teensy little bit of white or cream to that. Or if you want it darker, add a little bit of brown to that. So then you can do your correction right here on your palette and then put a thinner coat onto your piece. I dotted just a little bit of a little darker color brown over the top of that so it doesn't look like one flat color. And I think it's really starting to blend in pretty good. Now I've got a bright idea. I don't know if this is going to work, but can I dry brush like a brown over the top, making it look like that wood grain? I'm going to try that next. If it doesn't work, I can wipe it off and redo it. I switched to a brush that was kind of blunt ended, and because I've tapped with it a lot, it's actually a little bit spread out there on the end. And so I'm putting it in my dark brown over here on the palette and then tap it to the side, get most of the paint off, and then kind of going over that. And I do think I'm kind of happy with that result. It is sort of giving it a little bit of a texture or matching that background just a little bit. I'm happy with that. Only you, my nearest and dearest YouTube friends, are ever going to know, unless you really look with a microscope, that those tabs were added. They blend in pretty well. I might get a marker out and see how there's those lines coming down. See if I can bring those down just a bit. Let's see how that goes. Here's my marker organizer. At one time, this was like a wedding album. I got it at the Goodwill for 50 cents. And I opened it up and I put slots in there, and there's all my markers nice and organized. These are my Sharpies. I use these a lot for touch up, and they work very, very well. Let's see how it works on this. That is looking really good. I ended up getting out, I had a finer tip black marker, and I used a piece of cardstock and laid along. I don't know if you can see, there's a little black line right along there. So I laid my cardstock along there and drew a black line along there to restore that detail. That is looking really, really good. So let's get it out and see how the tabs line up. This is kind of the moment of truth. All right, there it is. They lined up okay. So I'm not going to bend those down yet because my next step, I'm going to straighten this out. Remember, you can see how warped this is, and it's got quite a dent there on the bottom. That's going to be my next video though, so I hope you'll come back. All we need to do is straighten that out, put a few supports under there, then assemble it, and this house is going to be good. Thanks so much for joining me. I've got one more thing I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you an original ad for this house. This house is pretty rare, but I did come across an original vintage ad for this house. So I'm going to share that picture next, and I'm going to ask you to please subscribe. Please remember, you always have a friend here in Iowa. If you're watching this near Christmas time, Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year. And remember, Grandma Jeannie loves you. Thank you.